Hey, it's Alicia Henricks from aliciahenricks.com and team leader at Discover Nature's Way. Today we're going to talk about immune support and how you can rock this fall and winter season and back to school completely naturally and keeping yourselves and families healthy. It's going to be awesome. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I don't know about you, but this mama is not a big fan of back to school for a few reasons. Well, really one big one. I enjoy my kids going back to school, the break and all, but every fall, back to school season, it seems like we end up bringing things home, and those threats that are lurking around in the classrooms and on other children, they make their way here, and usually within 2 weeks, we are starting to see little effects of our kids being exposed to more and more things at school and just being out and about. And, as the seasons are changing, naturally, those things become a little bit more prevalent. And it makes sense as we're not outside as much, we're not getting as much vitamin D, our immune systems take a little bit of hit. So being as we are coming into the thick of back to school and also coming into the fall and winter season, I want to talk about immune support today. And first thing we'll do is we'll just talk about some of the most common oils that we can use daily, and we will go into then how are we going to use them. So before I get into oils, I want to let you know that the most important thing that you can do for your family to stay healthy and well is to prevent it from ever happening, right? Like, duh, that makes sense. Yeah, right. Like you didn't know I was going to say that, right? But prevention is the number one treatment for anything. How much better is it if we can keep something from happening than having to deal with it and kind of work backwards and get us back to a healthier state? And the number one way we are going to prevent something from happening is by taking care of our bodies. And the most foundational element of that is nutrition and what we are putting in our bodies. So what we're eating, what our kids are eating. And unfortunately today, we know we cannot get all of the nutrients that our body needs to function properly, to have strong immune systems, to have the energy we need. So we have to supplement. So I encourage every person out there to get started on a good quality food-based multivitamin. I mean, if that's the very smallest thing you do, find a good vitamin. If you don't have one, contact me, email me, and I will definitely get you hooked up with that. Your kids, get them started on a kids chewable, something that's preferably food-based, real food as well. I mean, our physicians even know that infants don't get the vitamins and minerals they need. They prescribe synthetic liquid multivitamins for even infants. So it's not like I'm coming up with something crazy. You need to get on a good multivitamin. You may not even realize how yucky you feel until you actually feel good. That was part of my story. So get your kids and yourself on a good multivitamin and a good probiotic. 70 to 80% of our immune system starts in our gut. So we want to make sure that our gut is healthy, that it's flourishing with good bacteria that are going to help overtake the bad crud that might be in there and support our immune system right from our guts. So probiotic, multivitamin. All right, so let's talk about a few of my favorite essential oils to use for immune support. The first one right here would be Protective Blend, and it is just that. It's a blend of oils. It smells heavenly. It has cinnamon in there, wild orange, a little bit of clove, a bit of eucalyptus in there, and it is excellent for using every single day. You can use it in the morning and you can use it at night. You could use it a couple times throughout the day if you have that availability. But something beautiful about essential oils is that you're not going to build an immunity towards them. So with a lot of our medications, we know that sometimes resistance occurs, but we're not going to have that with essential oils because of the hundreds of active compounds that are found in an oil. So Protective Blend is one that we use quite frequently in the fall months because it smells good. You can use this one also in a diffuser. Oh, we'll talk about all that in a minute, but we love it. We use it topically, we diffuse it, and we even use it internally for us older people in the home. Now, another favorite is lemon. Lemon has a lot of great properties that are cleansing. So again, great to diffuse, very uplifting scent to it as well. And a lot of times we may add it to a roller bottle that we have created, and it has a lot of great kidney support benefits to it. Respiratory support is good for lemon as well. In fact, one of our respiratory blends actually has lemon in it. So we love lemon, great on the bottoms of the feet. Again, the spine is a good area, but it's like sunshine in a bottle practically. It is such a wonderful, happy scent, and my kids love diffusing it and putting it on their little diffuser necklaces. So the next one we want to talk about is Melaleuca, and it is also known as tea tree oil for some of you other people out here there who may be into oils or know about tea tree. It's got some wonderful cleansing properties as well. Excellent for supporting the immune system. It is gentle to use with children and kids, so it's one of our preferred ones that we might use alongside of our protective blend here. It's a little stinky, it can be, or a little like naturally medicinal, I guess you could say, just in its scent. But if you're using it with another oil, that will most of the time kind of overshadow the stinky smell. And we love it in our DIY cleaning products here because it's got so many benefits in terms of cleansing and that kind of thing. So Melaleuca is a really good choice. Great for skin irritations and oohies and owies and boo-boos and bum rashes, and I don't know if that was compliant, but great for skin. The next one is oregano, and as you can see here, I actually use our oregano with a dropper. You can get these droppers on Amazon, you can get them at other aromatools.com, but what it allows you to do is get a little bit more precise drop rather than just pouring it out of your bottle. And I like this because it is so very strong. It is considered a hot oil. So when you are using this with children, I recommend that you heavily dilute this essential oil, or if you're going to put it in a blend, like make your own little blend, you will want to make sure that you dilute that enough. It will cause some sensitivity issues. So if I'm going to put that in a capsule, because I take it internally every once in a while, that dropper makes it much easier to get those drops right in that little tiny capsule to prevent it from getting on the outside and burning anything in my throat or whatnot. So it's quite a bit, I don't want to say more powerful than Melaleuca, but it has its own unique set of active constituents or ingredients that kind of give it another 1-2 punch. But Melaleuca work very well together against various threats. They kind of go hand in hand and kind of work on different aspects within our bodies and within our immune systems, but it doesn't mean you have to use them both. You can use one or the other, or add them both if you would like to, if you want to switch it up a little bit. And then last but not least, this is our let's just turn that there. Our favorite, one of our favorites would be frankincense, and frankincense too has a very earthy and balmy kind of smell to it, but we add it to pretty much anything we do in terms of making our own roller bottles, because frankincense has the ability to enhance the effects of other oils. So I always like to put just a few drops if I'm making a blend of something and add frankincense in there, but in and of itself, it has wonderful immune supporting properties, calming and soothing to the skin as well as the mind. Excellent for having around your home, very gentle to use with children, babies, that kind of thing. So all of these oils we can use topically, and if you want, you can switch them up. You know how I mentioned we don't build a resistance, but every once in a while it is probably a good idea to, maybe if you're using On Guard daily for a few weeks, switch it up and try some Melaleuca and lemon, or try a little bit of oregano and frankincense. You just want to, it's just a good idea to help change things up for your body and your body chemistry as well. And you might find that one set of oils or one oil works a lot better than the other. And that's simply because our bodies all respond a little bit differently to an oil based on our individual body chemistry. So it doesn't make one oil any more effective or less effective. It just depends on how your body responds to it. So when we're dealing with babies and infants, or babies and children, we want to make sure that we're diluting appropriately. And the rule of thumb is for infants, we want to do 1 to 2 drops of essential oil to 1 to 2 tablespoons of carrier oil. And that may seem like that's heavily diluted, but it's always good to start on the safe side when we're dealing with kids. Now for children, you're going to want to do 1 to 2 drops per 1 to 2 teaspoons of carrier oil, and that's about the ratio that you're going to want to use when you're using them with your children. Now, something awesome is we actually have pre-diluted roller bottles that you can get with the starter kit oils. So our Frank, our Melaleuca, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and it takes all the guesswork out of it. You just buy it and you swipe it and you're good to go. Safe for kids and older babies and adults as well. There's nothing wrong with using a diluted oil, and we can talk about that in another video. So we can use these topically. Now we can always diffuse these, which is excellent to eliminate the threats in the air. Sometimes we need a little bit of respiratory support, so we might want to grab some Breathe, some Melaleuca. We do our protective blends all the time in the fall and winter months. We love it, absolutely. And peppermint and a respiratory blend is another one that we might have running quite frequently in the fall and winter months. Now, last but not least, we can also take our oils internally. And of course, as you may have seen in other videos, that you can't just go to any old store and buy an essential oil off the shelf and take it internally. There are very strict guidelines on the kind of oils that you are safe to take internally. And the oils that I deal with and I recommend abide by those guidelines, and so therefore we are able to benefit from them as if they were supplements, which is incredible. It takes them to a whole new level. We have wonderful testimonies in our family with being able to use essential oils internally to address various issues. But something that we love is our protective blend comes in these little tiny beadlets. And these are awesome. They're really tiny. Each beadlet is about 1/3 of the size of 1 drop of oil from here. So we just like to pop these, couple in your mouth. They're very convenient. Just to note, it's not recommended that children under the age of 7 ingest any essential oils. So note that you don't want to be giving your kids oodles of oils, but I do know people who around school age will give them maybe a drop or 2 of lemon in their water or their hot tea if they've got a scratchy throat. So, but our family, we really try to simply diffuse and use topically. Every once in a while we'll do these little beadlets. We might stick it in some peanut butter or some yogurt, and they just swell it right down and gives them some wonderful benefits. And then of course we have something in a capsule. Our protective blend, you can practically buy it with a couple additional very powerful oils in the capsule, the gel cap, that is not in the blend. And during the seasons where those threats are really high and you're really trying to build your immune support and be on guard, you are going to want to perhaps take this instead of making up your own little capsules. This has stuff like black pepper in it, all of the oils in On Guard, and also Melissa. I think those are the only 2. Melissa and black pepper. I mean, Melissa is a very wonderful, supportive oil. It's a little pricey, but the fact that it is in here just takes it to a whole new level. So it's convenient. You could take 1 or 2 a day. Well, I would say 1 a day for maintenance and preventative measures. If you're starting to feel something coming on and a little icky, you might want to bump that up to 2 or 3 every couple of hours. Let me rephrase that. 1 to 2 every couple of hours, or maybe 2 to 3 times total throughout the day based on how you're feeling. I don't think you want to be taking 2 or 3 every couple of hours. That might be a bit much for your system. So those are probably my top favorite oils for immune support. Great for going back to school, great for using on your kids daily, feet, diffuse, throat. That's one area I'd love to add it topically, as well as the spine, where we have all of those nerve endings that are coming out. Excellent for applying oils diluted on the back. Great way to just kind of spend a little bit of time with your children too. And the power of touch is so important, especially with our children, and as adults we know how important that is as well. But when you can spend a little bit of time taking oil and just rubbing it on your child's back or on their child's feet, creates a wonderful bonding moment that you would not have had otherwise. And so they have been a wonderful addition to our family, and we have seen them over and over again work awesome at either eliminating or cutting back and greatly reducing the intensity and the duration of things that might be being passed around. And honestly don't know what we would do without them. So hope you enjoyed today's video. All of these oils that we talked about, Protective Blend, lemon, melaleuca, oregano, and frankincense, are all in our very famous starter kits. And if you are interested in seeing how you can get wholesale prices with these oils, you're going to want to do that. Head over to aliciahenricks.com, and under essential oils there's wholesale membership steps, and I will send you your very own link that you can click on. It'll take you over and get the process started. So it's an investment, but it's an awesome one. An investment in your health and in your children's health, and you can have the best fall, winter, back to school month ever if you choose in. All right, guys, it's been great being with you today. Take care, and until next time.